Fashion is such an important aspect in film. Many people don't realize how important makeup and clothing are in movies. Classic movies that have revolutionized fashion, in my opinion, are Clueless, Belly, and Showgirls. A dope film where fashion recently caught my eye was Ichi the Killer. I was on TikTok one day and this video popped up of gonna call him Mr. Blondie. He looks so cool. The caption described how his character was inspired by Kashiba from Chainsaw Man. However, I don't know how true that is. Take that with a grain of salt. Ichi the Killer is very graphic to watch. However, the fashion in the movie is just so killer. I was amazed and so impressed by the color schemes and the layering in the movie. Before we get into the fashion, let's talk a little bit about the movie. So the cult classic film is actually an adaptation of a 90s manga series of the same name called Ichi the Killer. The manga centers around Ichi, who's a mentally unstable and violent man who is forced to work for a lower level Yakuza group. The graphic manga was later adapted into this live action film made in 2001. So in the movie, it tells the story of a Yakuza group trying to find their missing boss who was killed by Ichi the night before. So before the film's official release, it premiered at the International Film Festival. And according to an article by Saburuka Online, many attendees were given barf bags as a joke. However, several people did use the barf bags and one person even fainted because of how graphic the movie is. The movie is very graphic that it has been banned in several countries. Despite the film's graphic scenes, I believe what makes the movie stand out the most is literally the fashion. So Kakahara is played by actor Tanobo Asano. Many of you guys may know him from the FX series Shogun. And the designer who styled the character in the film is Michiko Kitamura. Michiko is not your typical designer. She works hard to think outside of the box and create something different with her fashion. Michiko had an interesting path in becoming a stylist. She says it happened by accident. The stylist says her fashion journey began in her 20s when she was traveling around America and Europe. She said during a trip back to Japan, her style caught the eye of a magazine editor who was impressed by her fashion. She says the editor gave her a card telling her she should be a stylist. After some thinking, Michiko officially returned to Japan and she started working as a stylist for commercials in the mid-80s. She then eased her way into styling for major films and theaters in Japan. So a movie I believe that Michiko started embracing her style more was 2003 movie Dead End Run, which also stars Asano. And all I gotta say, sis love her some shimmer and sparkle. One of the characters in the film sports a sparkly red trench coat, similar to the shimmer and sparkle we see in Ichi the Killer. More of Michiko's style stands out in films like Sukiyaki Western Django and Konoman, where she embraces her graphic prints. And I'll also go as far as saying that she also embraces streetwear. The stylists say her inspiration comes from nature and Japanese culture, which is very evident as she embraces the style of kimonos but adds a modern day twist to it. She's also known for using these four main colors in her styling: red, blue, white, and black. Michiko embraces color theory. It is very important for creatives to learn how to manipulate colors in different settings. And Michiko makes sure she uses color to her advantage when styling for Ichi the Killer. Just pay attention to the film set design. It's very evident that Michiko uses the complementary scheme, where colors of the opposite side of the wheel complement each other. In the film, we often see color schemes such as red and green and purple and green. These colors complement each other and makes the film setting stand out more. The use of red is very dominant in the film as it symbolizes bloodlust. The film's main villain, Kakahara, works hard to find the culprit behind the person who murders his boss. His lust for a fresh kill shows in his style. Michiko also breaks boundaries by dressing Kakahara in feminine clothing, hence the beautiful sparkly blouse he wears between the fights against him and Ichi. I truly love how in the beginning of the film, the green, red, and purple smoothly bounces off on Mr. Blondie. Another color that is pretty common is the color purple. In my opinion, I believe the color symbolizes Kakahara's sexual desires. It's not directly addressed, but teased in the film that Kakahara and his boss enjoyed a little BDSM. Due to the absence of his boss, he participates in this activity with prostitute Karen, played by actress Pauline Sue, who is apparently the boss' ex-girlfriend. Her fashion is very dominatrix inspired with a bit of Western punk and Japanese underground fashion in the mix. Karen embraces her mysterious, seductive style with a mixture of dark undertones in her clothing and makeup. Her style mirrors her personality. She's very cold and manipulative. Just like Kakahara, she enjoys the pleasure of receiving pain. Her dominatrix-inspired outfits and bold looks represents the film's exploration of pain and power. We also need to recognize the supporting characters in the film. To keep it brief, they embrace the Shibuya and Harajuku street style, incorporating vibrant colors and fun accessories. Now to Ichi himself. His fashion is not as flashy and glamorous as the supporting characters. His clothing is very dull and messy, which symbolizes how unstable he is as a person. However, an iconic fit Ichi is known to wearing is this black jumpsuit with a yellow number 1 in the back, similar to what he wears in the manga. The outfit is very superhero inspired, but Ichi is far from a hero. He's the most unsettling and brutal killer out of the bunch of characters. Ichi fashion compared to Kakahara is very restrictive. It represents Ichi's lack of confidence and how often he's manipulated. As far as Kakahara, he's not afraid to embrace the vibrant color schemes of feminine clothing he wears compared to other Yakuza members who are seen in the film wearing simple suits. Kakahara is confident about his flamboyant personality and his freak, unlike Ichi. The costume design for Ichi the Killer is very important. It embraces each character's personality.